1 to go signals given this time to the field of the top Speed Fabrication CRA late model Sportsman competitors. The rest of your starting lineup, starting 11th in the 99 from Newcastle, Indiana, is Fred Hopkins. Starting 12th in the number 20 is Rick Sullivan from Fort Wayne, Indiana. The 08 of Tommy Cook from Fort Wayne starts in the 13th position. Starting 14th in car number 35 is Greg Van Alst from Daleville, Indiana. The number 8 car is Dean Cook from Fort Wayne. Corey Gregory from Greencastle will start the number 6 car on the outside lane. John Wicks in the number 61 rounding out our field. And Mark Mason and Rob Jones unable to start today. This is a 40-lapper for the top Speed Fabrication CRA late model Sportsman. Eddie Van Meter and Rich Segvich come to the green of Brian Duncan. It's in the air. We're underway for 40 laps of green flag racing, in the top 2 touch going into 1. The field stacking up behind. Everybody able to keep it clean and green. 3 wide. Spillers gets into the middle. Checks up as some contacts made with Parker in the 72. And we've got a battle for the lead up front. Leading lap number 1 will be Eddie Van Meter. Little bit of a scary moment on that first lap. It was touch and go, but everyone keeps their cars righted. And leading at the end of lap 1 is Van Meter. Rich Segvich in the 91 car, though, is challenging to the bottom lane. Great qualifying effort for Segvich. He opens up the top groove, and it's the 67 of Robert Amos. Amos up, nearly gets into the wall, has to check up, and here comes Spanky Parker in the 72 to the bottom. Also top qualifier, points runner-up, Jason Atkinson on the inside lane picks up a spot. 3 laps in, and 37 to go in this top Speed Fabrication CRA late model Sportsman event. It is Parker on the inside, and on the outside, Casey Spillers, the point leader for the number 4 position. Spillers holds on to the spot, and boy, his point runner-up right there. His challenger, the 7 of Atkinson, is moving up on the inside lane. The Oak Motors car coming forward. Van Meter has stretched his advantage to the biggest so far over the first 4 laps. It's at 7 car lengths heading into turn number 3. 1 more position moving forward continues to be the number 7 of Jason Atkinson. He has passed Bob Sibla Jr. in the 42 car, which is a tough task. Sibla has won an event here at the Speedway this season. Spillers for 3rd on the inside of Amos. Spillers inside of Robert Amos Jr. will pick up the number 3 spot coming off of the 4th corner. Spillers up a position as we're clean and green now 6 laps in. Bob Sibla Jr. wheel to wheel with the 28 of Sean Amor, and Amor is back a spot. Sibla up 1 more. He's following the number 7 of Atkinson. Atkinson gets into the top 5. He's picked up 5 positions now. Jason Atkinson moving past Mark Parker in the 72. Parker back to the 6th spot, running 7th of 42 of Sibla. 8th is Amor. 9th is Billy Van Meter. I believe it's Billy Van Meter in the 23 car, off the pace with engine problems. A miss on the 23 of Billy Van Meter. Top 3 in a breakaway, soon to be a battle. Spillers drops to the low side on the backstretch. They'll complete lap number 17 at the line this time, and we may have a new leader. Spillers has to check up. Van Meter gets the momentum in the outside lane. Will cross the line on lap number 17 as the leader. We've got trouble on the backstretch. Big time trouble on the backstretch. Parker has crushed the wall. Yellow flag is out for the 72 of Mark Parker. Caution is on the raceway for Mark Parker, who has demolished the right front of his racer. He's still under his own power. He directs his car onto pit road, but badly damaged. Most likely a clip will be needed on that 72. Heavy damage with impact that looks like may have taken place on the back straightaway. Had looked back to the back straightaway, saw a couple of other cars slowed, then noticed the 72 of Parker way off the pace with the right front buckled under. He was running in the top 10. He had faded, though, from his 4th starting position to deep in the top 10 positions, as we have completed 16 of our scheduled 40 here this afternoon. One to go signal in the air. The Sam Pierce Chevrolet CRA pace truck will drop to the infield this time. The big points battle still brewing, still getting more dramatic as the 38 of Spillers leads the points by 4 over Jason Atkinson in the 7, and those two drivers have been working their way to the front. Atkinson qualified a little better. I think he is the driver to beat in this one. He looked like he had the fastest car. Before the yellow, he restarts third, but contact between he and Amor. Green is outfield 3 wide, coming off of 4. And Segvich is off the pace in the 91. Could be a cut tire on the 91. Spillers battling with Van Meter for the lead, coming off of the corner. Now, Segvich does not have a tire going down, but the car is definitely off the pace. For the lead, still wheel to wheel. They head off of turn 4 to the line. Who will it be at the stripe? Close call, but I think it is the 123 of Van Meter. Van Meter using that outside lane to his advantage, just hanging on Spillers in this great battle up front. Atkinson following those drivers, 3 car lengths back. Spillers up the track a little bit. Van Meter and he nearly making contact off of turn number 4 as they race 2 laps closer to halfway, as we are 18 laps in. Segvich nearly coming to a stop and will, as yellow flag is out. Caution flag for the 91 of Rich Segvich, who was slowing down to bring out the yellow. He was coming to a stop, the 91 of Rich Segvich, to bring out a yellow flag. And the Battleground Indiana driver does pull pit side once the yellow flag flies. The Newton Oil, TJ Racing Lubricants, Dragon Racing Wheels, MRK. Jason Atkinson, the points runner up in the number 7, restarts this one in third. Go Green coming off of turn number 4 as the race director Glenn Luckett gives the signal to the drivers and crews that they're coming to the green, and off of 4 they do see the green. We're back underway. And heading into the first corner, Spillers a better restart this time. Might clear Van Meter on the back stretch. No, still has to give him some room heading into turn 3. Atkinson holding off Billy Van Meter going into the third turn. Oh, Spillers closes the door on Eddie Van Meter. Contact is made. Spillers keeps it in the right direction, but it was Van Meter laying the chrome horn to the 38 of Spillers in 3 and 4. But Spillers able to control it and keep this thing under green. "19 laps complete. 19 in the books. It'll be lap number 20 at the line halfway. This time 20 in, 20 to go for Spillers. And we've got caution. Caution for the number 6 of Corey Gregory. Corey Gregory in the number 6 car had slowed, put out a big plume of smoke coming out of turn number 2. They will check the track for conditions on the number 6 of Corey Gregory, a Greencastle, Indiana driver, the McLaughlin Motorsports, Griffin Auto Salvage, Mike's Tobacco Shop, Rockstar Pizza Chevrolet. Sam Pierce Chevrolet Pace truck will again drop to the infield. Let's go. 19 laps in, 21 laps to go. As they come to green off of turn number 4, back underway, just 1 lap away from the halfway mark. Spillers will take the lead going into the corner. Contact from Eddie Van Meter. That helps Billy Van Meter get to the outside. Billy passes his dad, heading down the backstretch. Car still not up to speed heading down the straightaways, but it is a rocket in the corner. Billy Van Meter drives it in deep, pulls up alongside the leader, Spillers, in a battle for the number 1 position. Going down into turns 1 and 2 for the third spot. Here comes the 7 of Jason Atkinson. Very exciting. Top Speed CRA Fabrication late model event today. Side by side for the third spot. Atkinson on the inside and Eddie Van Meter on the outside lane. They're followed closely by the 28 of Sean Amor. 2-car breakaway as Eddie Van Meter holding up right now. The number 7 of Atkinson just a little bit. And again, Billy Van Meter going for the lead up front. Down the back stretch into turn number 3. KC Spillers leading, much more power underneath the hood there. Boy, Billy Van Meter driving it in deep. Close to the rear bumper, that 38 car of Spillers in 3 and 4. He's gaining a lot of ground in the corners. Oh, trouble down into the corner, hard crash. 35 of Greg Van Alst, the 99 of Fred Hopkins. He lights on fire underneath the hood of the 99 of Hopkins. We've also got the 32 of Terry Fisher Jr. got involved. A glancing blow for him. 91 of Segvich had to slow. They're going to stop the field on the front stretch. The fire has put itself out for the most part. Fred Hopkins with the window net down. Driver is okay. Fred Hopkins from Newcastle, Indiana, the driveway guys. Hopkins towing Tim's Heating and Cooling Bronze and Beyond car. Hard lick down in turn number 1, hitting the right rear quarter first and then slapping the right front off of the wall. Pace truck again to drop pit side. A little bit of a rough race for the top Speed Fabrication CRA late model Sportsman this afternoon, but the final 17 circuits to determine the finish of this one, with Spillers and Billy Van Meter coming to green. Van Meter just can't get that car up to speed. Atkinson able to get by him. Van Meter right on his rear bumper, close to being some contact for third, fourth, and fifth. Off the pace, the 8 of Dean Cook. Not sure that he's going to be able to continue. He'll drop low and pull pit side. One of our 11 remaining cars, Dean Cook, slowing in the 8. Leading lap number 24 is the 38 of KC Spillers, Jason Atkinson. And Van Meter following closely. He's dropping back a couple of car lengths. It's the top 2 in points, the top 2 in this race to battle it out. 30 in, 10 to go, and Atkinson mounts another challenge for Spillers at the front of the field. On the scoreboard, 32 complete with 8 to go. Spillers leading, Atkinson second, but his challenges have now come few and far between as he's been losing a little bit of ground to the leader, KC Spillers. Atkinson still within striking distance though. Running third, Billy Van Meter, again down on power on the straightaways, running through the corners fine. Eddie Van Meter closing on him. And running fifth, Sean Amor. Sixth is Tommy Cook. Seventh is Amos. In the 8th position, the 32 of Fisher. 9th, Segvich, and running 10th of 61 of Wicks. 5 more laps to go, coming up this time at the line. And again, Atkinson looking inside, but still able to hold him off. The 38 of Spillers. These two cars painted somewhat alike, not team cars though. This happened to be the two cars battling for the championship title. Billy Van Meter is going to have his hands full trying to hang on to third. 4th, 5th, and 6th are there, starting to knock on the door. 4 to go. Trying to finish this one clean and green after a rough early to middle stage of this event. It will be 2 to go at the stripe this time. Can Atkinson challenge as Atkinson's hood starts to flap a little bit on the number 7 car? Hopefully for him it will hang on for the final laps. Some of the pins starting to come loose there, but it looks like the pins that are located close to the window. Lap and a half now. Lap and a half for point leader and race leader KC Spillers. Atkinson looking low. They're coming up on Segvich, who will move down to the bottom side of the track to get out of the way. White flag is in the air. Spillers and Atkinson racing off of turn 2. They found themselves at the top of this point chase. Now half a lap and even less as they head to turn 4. The Advanced Auto Parts Pro Strip. Spillers towing Minnick Racing Shock Chevrolet of KC Spillers picks up the victory this afternoon. The 7 of Atkinson is second. 3rd place goes to Billy Van Meter. 4th, Eddie Van Meter. 5th place, Sean Amor. In 6th, Tommy Cook. 7th is John Wicks. 8th is Robert Amos Jr. 9th is Terry Fisher Jr. And 10th is Rich Segvich. A word with our top finishers in just a moment.